channels as well. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me. This is AMs with Annette, Mondays to Thursdays at 11 a.m. UK. Updating you on all things UK business. We are speaking about the banks, the governments, the support available for businesses, the recession, the economy, occasionally bits about Brexit as well. So all those good things. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hopping on and joining me, whichever platform you happen to be on today. We are live on TikTok, Instagram, Periscope, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and of course, inside the Uncover Wealth community, my private and free Facebook group as well. So thank you for tuning in and joining me today. My name, for those of you that don't know me, is Annette Ferguson. I am CEO of Annette & Co, UK-based accounting firm. I am a chartered accountant and certified Profit First professional, and I help business owners take home more money from their business for them and their families to enjoy. Of course, at this point in time, that is incredibly challenging for many business owners, which is exactly why I wanted to start these daily or weekdays, Monday to Thursdays live streams in order to support you both during this time and of course beyond. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me. I do very much appreciate it. So thank you for that. Now, I am, let's just see who we have tuning in. Lovely gift boy, thank you for joining me. Victoria, happy girl, hello. Thank you for saying hello. I do very much appreciate it when people say hello in the comments, say good morning in the comments, because it can be a bit lonely sometimes feeling like I'm talking to myself with just people watching. So I very much appreciate that. Thank you. Good morning, Brody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me. I do very much appreciate everyone who tunes in and joins me here. So thank you for that. I can see we have somebody commenting inside the Uncover Wealth community as well, but my computer's playing up and I can't see your name, but whoever it is, thank you so much for tuning in and thank you for joining me as well. So the UK property market, we are hearing that the number of sales agreed is running at 4% higher than pre-COVID, in spite of the housing market only being open in England. So we actually only have England data, and it is looking higher. We are seeing asking prices are 7% higher than a year ago, and the demand measure is 46% higher than pre-lockdown. This is incredible news for the economy in general, actually. It is expected that house prices will increase 2% over the next 3 months, according to Zoopla. However, there's a small caveat there which says that pent-up demand at the moment is probably fueling these increases, and we have to be very careful about relying on this as a great big indicator of economic recovery, because of course we still have people on furlough and all those kinds of things, and things may very much change after that. But still positive news coming out of the property market, which is always good to hear. It's always good to get some positive economic news coming out. Nadia, thank you for joining me. Marty, hello again. Thank you for tuning in once again from Periscope. Marty from Madrid, thank you for joining me as well. I do appreciate everyone who's tuning in. Hello, Alex. Thank you for joining me today. So Prime Minister Boris Johnson has promised to guarantee an apprenticeship for every young person when he sets out measures to avert an unemployment crisis. Of course, he did mention this a couple of weeks ago, but this is starting to come back on the cards in discussions again. Ministers are said to be tussling over the details of measurements to support jobs and skills, and it's expected to be announced by the Prime Minister and the Chancellor in early July exactly what that means. The employers and policy experts, however, are warning that to be effective, the boost in apprenticeships must only be one element of a broader package focusing on young people as well. So that is that is something that we need to bear in mind, is how can businesses actually take on the apprentices in the volume that they want when they have lower revenue, when they have lower output, when we are in an economy as well. So in a recession rather as well. So we need to watch out for that one too. Any questions that you do have on UK business, please do feel free to ask in the comments. I am going to just have a look at those. Frank, I'm sorry I did not say hello to you. I did not see your name come in my thread. So my apologies there for not saying hello. There we go. JS Witch, hello. Theoc48, hello. Thank you for tuning in and joining me. AQA Accountants, thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I do very much appreciate it. It's your Insta Damon Daniel, I think is how I pronounce that. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me, whichever platform you are on. I very much appreciate you tuning in. This is AMs with Annette, Mondays to Thursdays at 11 a.m., giving you all updates on UK business at this point in time. There is talk of the rise of zombie companies. This is a term that is being used in the FT today, saying that money, of course, has never been cheaper. As we know, bounce back loans, civil loans, very, very low rates of interest. And they're reporting that even, of course, pre-COVID, there were many businesses who were actually unable to service their current debt levels and the costs from the profits they were generating. But also, of course, many have now taken out additional borrowing, increasing that problem and pushing that problem down into the future, really, since there's no repayments for the first 12 months of these loans as well. They're also saying that, of course, these zombie companies are now supporting what they're calling zombie jobs, which are being kept on life support by the furlough schemes as well. They're saying that zombie companies, tangle up my words, zombie companies limping along are unable to invest or repay debt, and that comes with a cost to the wider economy. There is therefore a drag on productivity growth, and it hinders the relocation of labor and skills to more productive ones. So they are suggesting that policymakers must find ways to deal with the mountain of debt, encouraging investment in productive new companies and putting in place incentives to create jobs. Otherwise, we're just going to have this spiral continue for even longer as well. So something that needs to be looked at there in terms of both business and jobs for the medium term as well. So thank you everyone who is tuning in. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for the likes, hearts, the loves, the shares, the follows, whichever platform you are on, whichever you are doing. I very, very much appreciate it. And whilst I'm on as well, I just want to share too that I will also be live at 3 p.m. today for strategic chats. If you want to come on and ask me any question about your business, get my opinion and view on it, or in fact, any question about my business, then I would love to have you there at 3 p.m. on strategic chats. There are two ways you can join in. One, you can come and be on the Zoom with me, have your video on, and we can actually chat through your business in a normal conversation. To do that, you need to go to annetteandco.co.uk/strategic chats to register and get the Zoom link, or on most platforms that we are on, they will be in the resources link that is in my bio. And if you don't want to come on the camera, if you're a bit shy or you'd rather just type into the comments, you can, of course, tune in on whichever platform you're currently watching at 3 p.m. UK and join in that way as well. So I look forward to seeing you at 3 p.m. UK as well. We are hearing that Swissport, the ground handlers, are to cut just over 4,500 jobs. We're also hearing that Duffy, one of the world's largest operators of airport duty-free shops, has announced plans to cut their employee costs by up to a third as well. So more and more redundancies, it feels like, by the day that we are getting at the moment. That, of course, in part comes down to the timings that businesses have to give to the markets and to their employees when they are making redundancy announcements for large groups of people, and doing that before they start having to pay under furlough. So that is why we are seeing a raft of these starting to come at the moment, and probably will continue in all honesty and reality. So that is that is what it is at the moment. I've just managed to flip the camera on my Instagram feed to my wall with a picture where my kids have drawn when I was supposed to be hitting wave. There we go. Flipped back again. Hope you enjoyed seeing that picture on Instagram of a monster that my little boy drew. But yeah, I'm back on the screen on Instagram, which is all good. So the hospitality sector in England is warning that few of them will make any money this summer, as the majority of the public are too scared to go out. They are saying restaurant, pubs and hotel owners have said that although they would try to reopen under the England guidelines, trading was likely to be severely depressed unless consumers were encouraged to spend. Of course, at this time, many consumers holding on to cash because fear of the unknown of the future. But what I would love to know is, will you be going out to pubs once they reopen, wherever you are? If you're in England, that's not long away as we're recording this, but obviously other countries and other areas of the UK are opening up at different times. So will you be rushing back to pubs the first day you can? Is that something that you want to do? Or is that something that actually you're not that bothered about? I'm hearing lots of mixed stories from different people. Me personally, I can't see myself rushing back to pubs or restaurants anytime in the very, very near future. But I know a lot of people who are keen to get back into pubs and restaurants. So let me know in the comments which you are, whether you are keen to get back into pubs and restaurants, or whether actually you're happy to stay away for now. I'd love to know. I'd love to know what the kind of feeling is. So do let me know in the comments what your position is on that and how you feel about that. We are also hearing that the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, is slashing the economic outlook and warning of a public debt burden. They're saying recovery is more gradual than previously expected as government finances take the strain. They expect the global economy will shrink by 4.9% in 2020. This is a downward revision of 1.9% from the last forecast in April. That's quite a significant amount that they have they reduced that down when we look at the overall shrinkage. In April, they said it would be the worst global economic contraction since the Great Depression of the 1930s. And now, of course, they're revising that down again. So, we do have some very, very tough times ahead of us, as both as a country and as a world. This is a worldwide global economic recession. It's hit every country, whether it's developing countries or wealthier nations. It's hit everywhere, and therefore there's a big amount of recovery going to happen worldwide before we pull back out of that. And how long that will take, we just have no idea at the moment. There is discussion in the UK that the recession could last 2 to 3 years potentially, but again, we just don't know. None of us have been in a global pandemic before, and therefore it's very difficult to predict what the outcome will be and what the rebound will be from that. So that is where we are, unfortunately. So like I say, I am live every single not every single weekday, Monday to Thursdays. In fact, we have changed Mondays to Thursdays at 11 a.m. UK, 4 a.m. with Annette, your UK business update. So I appreciate you joining me for that today. Like I also mentioned, we have strategic chats happening at 3 p.m. UK. So make sure you pop that in your diary and hop back onto whichever platform you are watching at that time. If you want to watch, listen, and type a comment. If you would like to join me on Zoom and we can chat face to face as well, you need to go to annetteandco.co.uk/strategic chats to get the Zoom link to do that. And again, the link for that is in most places that you are watching this. If you don't have the link and you haven't managed to catch that, then do just pop me a DM wherever you are, and I will get that across to you as well. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me today. I know your time is incredibly precious, and I appreciate you spending some of it with me. If you have joined halfway through and you want to catch the whole thing, on most channels, the replay is available. On Instagram, it will be going into IGTV, so you'll be able to catch it there. And if you are on TikTok, of course, you will have to come over to one of the other channels in order to catch the replay. Hey, Mark, thank you for joining me. You'll have to come over to either YouTube or Instagram, are the easiest two if you are on TikTok to catch up on the replay as well. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. 3 p.m. today, you can catch me for Strategic Chats, remember? And the next AMs with Annette will be Monday. We don't do AMs with Annette on Fridays. So the next will be Monday morning at 11 a.m. So again, make sure you pop that in your diary and join me then. I can't wait to see you. Have